Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, we could really use your help. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, recently named the Two Opinionated podcast one of its top 100 podcasts. This is a monumental feat for this program. We're a father and son team out of a small town in West Virginia, have been doing this for about 5 years. There's 15 million podcasts out there. About 40,000 of those get to the point that they're listed on IMDb. Out of those 40,000 out of the 15 million, we were ranked number 82. Something that we're just immensely proud of. We're so thankful for our listeners, our watchers, our fans. Thank you so, so much. If you would like to help us out, and we're asking for it, please. It's easy. It's really easy. It's free. If you go to IMDb, that's imdb.com, look up Two Opinionated Podcast, and just take a look at the page. That's all you have to do. I mean, you're welcome to look at the cast, look at the episodes so you can kind of see who's been on the program. Do whatever you want. But even just bringing up the page, imdb.com, Two Opinionated Podcast, bring up the page, look at it. That helps us so much. So please, if you can do anything, we would really appreciate that. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Love to have your subscription there. It's also free. And you can also check out our website, meistercon.com, where you'll find almost 700 episodes, audio and video, available on there. There's also a terrific blog from Brett, and it'll let you know anything that we have going on in studio, if we're covering a convention, if we're going on location, anything that we have going on will be on the website, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so, so much. We appreciate you so much. I can't express enough how appreciative we are of all of you. We never expected to do as well as we have, and that's all because of you. Thank you so much. Enjoy that interview. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got singer-songwriter Saidu Conteh with me. So welcome, Saidu.
Hey, brother. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having me on your show today, and I appreciate your time, brother.
It took us a little while to get here. We had to reschedule a few times. My fault, not yours.
Okay.
But we're here. We persevered.
Life happens, man, and patience is a beautiful thing. Everything happens for a reason on both ends, and I think we're here at this time to have this great interview today. So
I'm not
thank you again.
surprised that you have good patience because, going into the music industry, you better have a little bit of patience because it doesn't happen overnight for many people.
You ain't lying, brother. And you know what? You have to have some really thick skin too, because if you're emotional and you're sensitive about being an artist, especially in the music business,
Right.
I mean, an artist, period, but in the music business, like you're getting it from all angles. And I'm 47, also getting into the music business, so that's a whole nother animal that I had to deal with. Like, okay, hold on, who do I think I am? All of a sudden popping in, but this is something I've been, working on for years. And then life happens. Life happens. We slow it down, put the brakes on a little bit, see what's important, evaluate it. And I got a window, and God said, "Hey, you know what? You better go for this window. It's time." So here we are. I'm just letting God work, basically, man.
Nothing, and that's the best way to do it. So let's talk a little bit about that. What have you been doing? What's your life been up until you took the step to get into music?
I mean, so let's go all the way back. I'm an immigrant kid that was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. Came here when I was 3 years old. I was raised by this beautiful woman named Sabra Granovsky Smith, who became my mother. She didn't give birth to me, but she might as well have, because what she did for me in life and who she made me to be today is why I'm taking this leap. Because years ago, she became a doctor, and she said, "You know what, son? It took me 10 years to become a doctor, but whatever you want to do, it's the journey getting there, and just go for it." And so all my life, I had that in my mind, and watching her mentor people, nurture people, love everything around her, and really be in the moment, she was the type of person that learned a lot to give a lot, because she learned to give. And so it was like, that was her purpose, is get all this information that's beautiful and that can help people and share it. And
Love
so I've been on that path for years. And of course, life happens. I've had different jobs. I've been in sales. I've been in real estate. I've done construction. I've done, management. I've done things, right? But music's always been there. When I was 14, I was in a music group. We thought we were going to change the world.
it.
We really
Of course.
we thought we were going to change the world. And there was four of us. That's when I really got, not to sound long-winded, I'm sorry, but that's when I really got the bug from music years ago.
Yeah.
I was 14 and I met this group of misfit kids that was just like me, right? I was the only child. I was the black kid. Tim was the blonde white kid, and we had the other kid who looked like the lead singer of Calling Me Bad at that time. And then we had Seth, who wasn't so great looking, but he was super talented. And so we all met each
That's
other.
a band.
Oh no, we were something to be, messing with back then. But so, we thought we were going to change the world. We would come home every day, watch the news, read the paper, read articles on music business and what's going on in the music world, and
Yeah.
what each of our talents was and how we were going to apply that as a group individually. And we really thought those things out. And so back then I got a taste of like, wow, non-judgment. I'm around a group of guys that are really awesome. Each one of us are completely different, but we absolutely love and adore each other,
Yeah.
and we want to push each other. And so I learned that group brotherhood thing back then. And life happened. Those kids moved away. I moved away with my parents or my dad, but that bug stayed with me.
Yeah.
And so my mother was creative. My dad was creative as well, but she really was like, hey, whatever you want to do. So all my life, I always had that sort of drive to be me, 100% me, and
Yeah.
like loyal to who I am as a person. So not letting anybody put my fire out emotionally, internally as a person is why I'm able to take this step today and get into the music business, because man, I've learned from many mistakes. I know exactly who I am in the sense that my purpose is to help other people find their purpose and their fire through my story of what I've gone through. And so through the music, I'll talk about, things I've gone through or just life that people can actually relate to, and hopefully wake some other people up that might be asleep because of media and because of family and because of
Right.
situations that are going on around them, that they're asleep on who they are as a person.
I,
And
I
so,
love that. I
yeah,
love it. Good for you. That's a inspiring story, because most of us, when we have those childhood dreams,
yeah,
something happens, as it always does, to interrupt those. In your case, you moved away from your fellow band members. It usually, we have to we just let those dreams go.
we do.
It is, we let them go and we get
Yeah,
involved in whatever life shows us with that. But I love
yeah.
the fact that years later, here you are. You never gave up the dream. You just postponed it for a little while.
I postponed it. Well, I postponed it and then tried it again some years later, and then it wasn't quite the right time. And then,
Yeah.
kids happen, and then life happens. And then I had a medical scare at one time in life. I didn't think I was going to be here for some time, and I had to fix myself from that. So
Right.
I
And
had a pulmonary embolism back in 2017, and I had blood
scary.
clots in my lungs. Oh, absolutely, man. It's so. I was in the hospital for the entire month of May 2017,
Yeah.
and I couldn't breathe on my own. I thought I'm done, pretty much. And so I have what's called an infarcted lower left lobe. So half my left lung, the lower half doesn't work. The tissue is starved of oxygen, so it's dead tissue. So I don't have two full lungs. I have one and a half.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I
I've
also
never heard
lost.
of that, but that sounds terrible.
It is, but I'm better now. I also lost about 26 to 27 pounds of muscle mass while I was in there. So I
Of
came out
course.
less of a person. And so at that point was the awakening, because once I got out of that, um, I was hell bent on getting better first, because I wasn't going to stay there mentally, physically, and
Right.
spiritually, just completely broken and just expect and accept a mediocre life. I was like, okay, Prior to the hospital visit, I was in very good shape. I knew how to eat well. I knew how to take care of
Right.
myself. So I had all of those tools in my shed. So I said, okay, it's all about taking away all the negative away, negative people, negative comments, bad energy. You
Right.
guys got to go. Anything I couldn't control, honestly, it was like I figured out you don't control anything, dude. There's nothing in life that you really control. You
Right.
just go with it, right? You go with it
All
and
you
you
can
figure it
control is
out.
how you react to it.
That's it. That's absolutely it. And so I came out of the hospital like, okay, I got to get myself better. I've got to truly get myself well because I've got some stuff inside me that I still need to share.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I still got a job. I still worked. I wasn't just a starving artist. It was just, I'm just going to be an artist. Yeah, I had good jobs. But at the same token, in the back of my mind, I'm going, okay, God's going at the right time when the right people come along, you make your move. Okay. I'm not out here searching for it with every person, with every opportunity, because not every single one is right. I just waited for the right moments that came to me. And I knew when they did because I felt it. When the right producer came, I went, that's the guy. You know, when the right place came, I went, that's the person. And I went for it. And every single time it's worked out. So I've just waited for those clues and those feelings, acted on it when I was supposed to. And here we are.
Yeah, I like that too, because that's I think that's the key. We all, as we go through life, we all have those moments
Yeah.
where you can choose to take the risk and maybe something good comes out of it
Sure.
or not. And we normally take the safe route and never take
Yeah.
even if it's just switching careers or whatever, we
Yeah.
don't do that. So I think all of us can relate to the fact that you had that opportunity, but you actually made the choices that maybe weren't the easy choices, but it got you to the point where you could realize what you've always wanted to do.
Yeah, it woke me up. You know, it woke me up because after I got better, it made me look at life completely differently.
Yeah.
You know, it really slowed me down because I learned meditation because every single day, like right now, you and I are sitting here talking, but we're not thinking about breathing. So imagine your every day is you're thinking about every thought first. I mean, every breath. So
Yeah.
you're sitting here counting each breath because now you don't have the same lung capacity. So every breath has to match from the last one. Otherwise, you'll lose your breath and lose complete thought process
Oh
and you'll
yeah.
start to freak out. And so I learned how to be alone. I learned how to love being alone. I learned how to love myself. I
Yeah.
learned how to really process things and not let my brain go to a place where I couldn't control it because there's certain things I'm not supposed to think about. I'm supposed to think about what makes me great right now. How can I make myself the best I can be now for what's around me? So I had to get in that mindset right away of, okay, nothing that no matter where I go, it's not about me. Maybe the place I go needs me to say a couple words, needs me to say nothing, or needs me to take over. It depends. But I don't walk in and go, this is about me and let me just do my thing. No, no, no. It's not it. It's never it. It's just be calm in the moment and let the clues come to you and act upon that and stay calm through everything. So that really made me tap back into myself of, hey, you got these gifts. I'm walking around singing and people are going, hey, you sound kind of good. And I go, really? I go, really? 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 So I'm starting to tap back into myself going, I'm hearing it enough times now.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do something with it. Not an arrogant place. It's just, I keep hearing it. So
Yeah.
let me test the waters and see. So I go to the studio, start making some music, and I play it for some people, and they're like, you know what, we like that. And I go, really, really, you do? Okay, cool. I guess I'm on the right track. Well, let me keep doing this thing some more and seeing what other reactions I get out of it.
Yeah.
And here we are. You know,
I love that. I love that. So a few things. Um, Part of the reason I wanted to have you on the show was I think we've got similar stories. You had that medical scare. I was in a
yeah.
bad car wreck about 10 years
Okay.
ago,
Oh wow.
and it messed me up. Like I
Uh,
probably shouldn't be here, but
wow.
I recovered. It took a couple years actually, but
Yeah.
it took a while. But I was similar. I've done for me, I've been in call center management for 20 years, and I
Okay.
never liked it.
Right.
I've never enjoyed it. Enjoyed the people, didn't enjoy
Yeah.
the work. So when
Yeah.
I got better, and that was the first priority, get better,
Yeah.
I was like, I got to figure out what it is that I want to do. Where do I want to
Right.
passion? And I said, I don't want to do any more jobs that I'm not happy doing. So did
Yeah.
I think that was going to end up being a podcast? No. But once
Right.
I hit
Right.
on this, I knew.
Yeah.
I knew
You knew
pretty
right away.
early. And
Yeah.
similar to what you did, I had a lot
Yeah.
of negative comments coming in. You have to ignore those. You
Yeah.
listen to them, and maybe there's some good things you can pull out of it.
Sure.
You got to ignore that stuff.
Yeah.
You can't let somebody else saying that's not going to work stop you, or you're never going to get anywhere.
Absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%, man. You can't let other people alpha who you are.
That's right.
Because you know yourself better than they do. You know your weaknesses and your strengths. Really, the only person that can really lie to you is yourself. And so when you ask a lot of other people for advice or have a lot of other people tell you what you should do in your life, you're only listening to their past insecurities or their present insecurities of how they would do it or wouldn't do it, because they're not built like you. And so I think we far too often let other people alpha us. And now we've got all these different thoughts, because one person might go, you're totally screwed. Another person might go, oh, you're fine. And so somebody else is going, man, and you've got all these thoughts in your head going, what do I do? What do I do? But it's really, you already know. You just now have all these other insecure thoughts in your head that you don't really need to have.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. What was the name of the boy brand you were in at 14?
So we were Temper Tantrum, and then when one of the guys left, we were Triple Threat.
I like that. I like that.
So yeah, we're Temper Tantrum or Triple Threat is what we were. Yeah. Some
Yeah.
of us had some
But
tempers.
next time you come on the show,
Yeah.
we need to do a temper tantrum reunion.
I would, you know what, man? What's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because a couple other interviews I've talked about these guys, and I feel like I may have conjured them up because I've had this feeling like we're gonna all meet one day soon. I hope these guys are hearing this interview, because man, do we have a story to tell. And I would love to sit with those other three guys here and really talk about what we did.
Yeah. That'd be
I
awesome.
would. That would truly. Oh man,
You
that
let
would
me
be
know
so
anytime.
cool.
We'll make it happen.
That would be so cool. Tim, Sean, Seth. If you're out there, if you're hearing this, if you know who Tim, Sean, or Seth that lived in Sacramento years ago, and they're in a group called Temper Tantrum or Triple Threat, let them know Saidu is looking for them, and we need to talk, fellas.
I'd interviewed a musician that ran. He was the head music person for Saturday Night Live, basically, right?
Okay.
That's what he did. But before that, he was in a group that was becoming very successful, and he screwed it up. He was the reason the group fell apart, and he knew that. He was like, it was me. And it had been decades since he'd talked to anybody in that group, so he had no idea where they were, anything. But so he's on the show just telling that story, how bad he felt. It was his fault. They were getting somewhere, and he screwed it up, all this stuff. And I did the same type of thing. I was like, oh, we need to do a reunion on here. And I don't even know where that group is. Well, so the show, we ended the podcast. Well, I looked them up. I found the lead singer, and I contacted her on social media, and she's like, I'd love to talk to him again. So I got that group back together, and they did.
My guy.
They got together and reunited, and now they're playing together.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, hey, there's my good deed.
See, you're the glue. You're the glue. You're the fiber. You're part of the fiber of this thing called life, that you care enough to want to make stuff like this work. And we need people like you. See, you're very necessary. Brothers like you and people like you are so necessary, man.
Well, I kind of look at it as I'm at least given a platform.
Yeah.
To get people noticed. And listen, we haven't got to it yet. Your voice is amazing. You got a fantastic voice, man. I can listen to you sing all day.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That means the world to hear you say it like that, because wow, we're our own toughest critic.
I know.
We're man, I could do some things to myself mentally, let me tell you. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, I told you my wife works for Live Nation, so we tend to listen to a lot of music anyway. We played your stuff all weekend. She
Oh
too,
man,
man. Yeah,
seriously?
yeah.
Oh
We
wow!
enjoyed
Thank
that
you
stuff.
so much.
So
I appreciate
you've
that
got
very
a
much.
new song came out, I think like on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, so I've got two songs that came out Valentine's Day. I decided to release two of them together. A Thing Called Love and Baby I Know.
Oh,
And
baby, I know. Yeah, we love that one. That one was so
well,
good. Well, both of them. We enjoyed both of them,
I'm just
but
saying
yeah,
because I get the same
that one
response.
was so good.
I get the same response, and lately, since I've been listening to them both, I like Baby I Know for different reasons.
Hmm.
I like A Thing Called Love for different reasons because I feel like A Thing Called Love is going to be a great wedding song. It's going to be a great one of those, love songs for
It'd be a
family
really
and
good wedding
relationships,
song.
right? But then when I listen to Baby I Know, I go, wow, this one cuts differently. It
Yeah,
goes different, it hits different platforms differently. So I get exactly what you mean because I feel exactly the same way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. We love them both, different
Thank
reasons.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You're right
Appreciate that.
though. A thing called love. Any of that stuff, I could see it for like high school prom and
You know what I'm saying?
wedding
Yeah.
songs, and
Yeah. Because
yeah,
when
it
I
could
was
do
making
it.
the song, I was like, man, this is a great wedding song, dude.
It's
This
good.
should be like a number one wedding hit. Every single time somebody's getting married, they're playing my song. And I envisioned it going, this is what's going to happen.
This is
It's
it.
going to be the number one wedding song,
Yeah.
so we'll see
Well,
what happens.
yeah, let's talk about both of them, but we'll start with a thing
Okay.
called love. What's the song about? What inspired you to write it?
So, A Thing Called Love is honestly about self love.
Yeah,
So, if you hear the song, if in the lyrics of it, it's about self love, because self love makes the world go round.
yeah.
And so, with that, it's loving family, it's loving your mate, it's loving your friends, it's loving everything that's in your inner nucleus. Okay, loving your neighborhood, loving your neighbors. It's about you know
The thing called love.
the thing called love. Like wherever we go, people want to feel good. You want to feel good. And so I selfishly, I guess, wherever I go, I'm nice to people because why not? Because I feel like if I'm nice to myself and I'm nice to other people wherever I go, that rubs off. And maybe subconsciously they pick it up too. And they're inspired to just do the same thing without being told. And it's kind of a beautiful thing when that happens. And
Yeah.
so, when you've got a lot of people that think about the bigger picture instead of themselves, and knowing it's all going to work out, then you know what? A lot of love can be spread around.
Yeah, and I love that. And it's the type of song that you listen to and you feel better. It's a
Oh
very
man, thank you
positive
so
song.
much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank
But
you.
sometimes we'll listen to love songs and
Yeah,
it brings us down a little bit, which
yeah, yeah,
this one didn't do
yeah,
that. This is
yeah.
an uplifter.
Thank you, man. I really try to. I really try to write music from an uplifting sort of positive way.
Yeah,
There will be some points in there where I'll talk about something deep, but for the most part, again, it's about self-love, meaning taking care of this fire, this thing inside you is so important because nothing out here can be accomplished without you self-preserving who you truly are. So that's what A Thing Called Love is really about. It's just self-preservation. Love yourself. It's not a selfish thing to wake up and say, I'm amazing, I'm great, and then go out and do something great with the people that you really care about and love, and really just be in the moment with them.
you can't be your best self if you don't like yourself.
No, not at all. Not
I
at
mean,
all.
you just can't. And a lot of
No.
us suffer with that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We do. We suffer a lot, and we get told by media, we get told by mom and dad, we get told by sister, brother, your mate, husband, wife, and again, we take on other people's emotions a lot,
That's right.
and then we forget who we are, and it's kind of almost like we've been taught to do that. The
Yeah.
media's kind of taught us to do that in a way where socially this is what you're supposed to say and how you're supposed to say it and yada yada, and it's like. Honestly, that doesn't quite. It's not been working, guys. It's not been
No,
working. Let's look at the times of the history. It's really not working.
hasn't
You
worked
know,
out so well.
no, it hasn't. So if we all just paid attention to the little things more so instead of caring about who's doing who and who's with who
That's right.
and who's screwing who and whatever, if you'd stop worrying about that, more worrying about where you're at going, hey, that's a great color on that table. Look at the architecture of that building. Wow, that flower smells good. This grass feels good on my feet. Look
Yeah.
at the clouds. Ah, that smells amazing. Everything around where you're at, if you pay attention to that every moment, wow, then you can pay attention to the moment of what other people really need, how they really need it yourself, because you're not preoccupied with everything else swimming in your head. So there's a more harmonious feeling with being in the moment that way.
Yeah, agree. Completely agree. Do you play any instruments?
I don't really play. I started playing the guitar, but I'm not great enough to say that I play the guitar. I'm messing with
Are you good enough to use it to help you write?
it. Well, see, to be honest with you, I don't use instruments to help me write. I just sing it. It's crazy.
What?
So my head, the way my head is, I don't know how to write notes or read them, but I know how to sing notes. I know how to mimic a note really well.
Yeah.
So if I hear a note, I know how to play it and sing it, and so
Yeah, you
that's how
play
I.
by ear. Yeah.
Yeah, I can play anything by ear. So basically, if I hear a track in my head, I hear the melody, I just sing the melody, and I'll play that for the producer. I'll play that for the guitarist. I'll play every piece for whoever's playing their instrument. So that's how I kind of make music with people,
Oh, I love
unless the
that.
track's already made. So that's how
Yeah.
that's how my brain is built.
Yeah, well, that just to me tells me that you definitely should be doing music. 'Cause that's how your brain works.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things I can't shut off. Um, it's honestly one of those things I can't shut off, and so melodies just pop in my head right away. If let's say a band's playing, one of the things I really like to do is I like to go out, find a band that's playing. If they're really good, just creep up next to the stage and kind of just stand there, patiently waiting. And
Yeah.
hopefully one of them eyeballs me. And then I'm like, can I touch the microphone for a second? Because I like to test my chops and just kind of improv with other really cool band members that just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
play. And so then that's kind of how I test my ability of, my singing ability, my range, or just me adapting to other bands or types of music. So I play a game with myself like, hey, could I do something with what they're doing? And could I match their energy? And then I try to do that and have fun with it.
I love it. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. So how about Baby I Know? What's the story on that song?
So Baby I Know is basically what it sounds like. You know what? I know you are the one. Okay. Like as men, when we are with a woman and we've gone through ups and downs and we've gone through lefts and rights and we've gone a little topsy turvy but not that crazy, and we're still here and we still respect each other
Right.
and we still talk to each other a certain way that is balanced and we both feel good around wanting each other, it's like, you know what, I know you're the one. I know that, as screwed up as you are and as screwed up as I am, we're still here and I'm happy and you're happy. You know what, baby? I know you're the one. And so let's just do this damn thing and make it happen because I feel it and you do too. So, hey, you're the
Yeah, what are
one.
we waiting on?
Pretty much. Pretty much. It's just when a guy knows, and a woman too, but this is from a man's perspective, obviously. It's like, hey, you're the one. Listen, no matter what you look like, if I chose you, don't compare yourself to any other woman. Don't compare your butt to any other woman's butt. Don't compare your hair or eyes to any other woman's hair or eyes. Like I chose you. And if I chose you, let's be happy. And
Yeah,
that's it. And
I
bottom
love
line.
that, man.
And if you want to go to the gym and you want to do whatever you want to do, that's cool. But baby, I'm with you. And I chose you right now. And I didn't say you need to go to the gym after we get together. I said, hey, I like you right now. And so
I love
because I like you right now, let's do the damn thing. If you want to do something else with your body, hey, I'm here to
That's
listen,
up to
support,
you.
whatever. That's up to you. But I chose this, and come on, give me that fire.
I love that, man.
you know,
Is the plan to are you building up to release like a EP or an LP?
well, there's more music right behind it. So
Yeah.
there's other music that's done. There's other music that's being worked on now. So very shortly there will be a couple more songs being released, and then more after that, and then honestly, man, what I'm doing right now with this music is I'm having fun with it and I'm allowing myself to explore where it's taking me. And so if It allots me the time to travel and tour. If I network with other people and do features with them, or they feature with me, if I work with other great singers or bands, at the end of the day, I'm going to release music and let the music tell me what to do. I'm going to release some more songs, and if the public is wanting more, I'll give them some more, and I'm just going to listen to the vibration of what's happening and go with that at the end of the day, and as long as it still feels good to do music, that's where I'm at with it.
Well, I can tell you from the public side, we're going to want more.
I appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Well, Saidu,
I
thank you
want
so
to do
much for
more.
taking time with me today and for hanging in there so we could actually get this done. I think you're really talented as a
Thank you.
singer, as a songwriter. Definitely, you need to keep doing it because it's the type of music that can bring joy and a little bit
Oh
of
man,
positivity, and we
thank you
need
so
that right
much. Appreciate you
now.
so much for saying that. Because again, a lot of what I'm doing now, I feel like I'm doing my mother's work. She's passed a few years ago.
Yeah,
Shout out to Sabra Granowski Smith, and the lady that made me who I am today. Without her, I wouldn't be this person today. And I'm so grateful to have had her in my life to create this human being that's in front of you now. And I'm looking forward to making more good music with anyone. Honestly, it doesn't matter who you are. If you want to make music and make good music, step up and let's make some music. Let's get in the studio and let's have some fun,
yeah, let's do it.
because that's what this is about for me. And so thank you again for letting me have this opportunity to be on your show and share who I am with your platform. And I really appreciate that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. And you have to come back. But
Absolutely.
before I
Absolutely.
let you go, run
Yeah.
through your social media and where we can find your music.
So blessed underscore BLSST. So it's blessed without the E's. BLSST underscore
Yep.
LUV is the Instagram. That's the same for TikTok. And then I've got a website that's in the works now. It's Blessed Love Official. So it's the BLSST LUV official .net.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love
Oh no,
that.
.com. I'm sorry, .com.
Yeah, .com. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well,
And for now, that's what's available, but there's more that's being worked on right now.
oh, I know. I think we'll probably be hearing a lot more from you as
That
we go
absolutely.
forward.
There's a ton in the works as we speak. I'm super excited about it, and I'm humbled and I'm grateful for the opportunity. So I'm looking forward to many more conversations like this. Thank
Yeah,
you again.
you're so welcome, man. Okay, hold on one second.
Okay.
Saidu Conteh, absolutely love that. What a great guy. Do me a favor, do him a favor. Check his music out. The singles are A Thing Called Love and Baby I Know. They're both really good. He's so humble, uh, but he's a fabulous singer. Please check him out and give him your support. That's the type of person we absolutely should be supporting, trying to put some positivity out into the world. He was, along with his publicist, very gracious. It was definitely on me that I had to reschedule twice. We've been dealing with some family situations. They were so gracious to give us the time to make this happen. I'm so happy that we did. If you're finding us for the first time, our website is meistercon.com. You can get all of our content, audio and video there. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please just subscribe. Really helps us out. Appreciate let's try that again. Appreciate you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm once again here to ask for your support. It's been a big year for the Two Opinionated podcast. Back in February, we got to live out a dream, moderate for William Shatner here in our hometown. In May, we passed 100,000 downloads on our YouTube channel, and we followed that up in June with 50,000 downloads on the audio side. We recently posted our 600th episode, which is pretty good volume for just a father and son operation. Not too many podcasts can keep that volume up. We've been doing this now for 4.5 years, 600 plus episodes. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which is a really big deal for us because we've always gotten the views, but have struggled to get people to subscribe. So that 1,000 was a big deal for us. And best of all, we were recently named one of the top podcasts on IMDb, which is the entertainment database. You know, those that are ahead of us, we came in at number 82. Those that are ahead of us are bigger companies like Disney, mostly Marvel, and Joe Rogan, that type of podcast. So for us, being just a small West Virginia father and son podcast, to be in the top 100 out of 15 million, it's a pretty big deal for us. So thank you for everything you've done for us so far. Got a couple little ways, though, that you can help us, and they're free, and they're really easy. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel yet, please go to YouTube. It's under MeisterCon Pod. Just hit subscribe. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Really helps us a ton. And maybe even more important, if you could go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and just look around the page. Just having that traffic on the page really helps us out. So that's a couple easy ways that you can support us, even if you're not listening or watching all of the time. And we want you to listen and watch, because I think that our guest list, I would put up against anybody, any other show, podcast, anybody out there. I think our guest list holds up. So please check us out. You probably will find somebody that you like, or maybe somebody that you didn't know you liked, but kind of discovered them on there. There's tons of that. If you're into music, we have that too. If you like books, we've got authors on there. If you're more into what goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment world, you know, we've got producers, directors, video artists, anything you can think of that happens behind the scenes, we've had them on the show. So definitely check us out. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.